Morning, everybody. It is Ruthie Rocks, and I'm so happy to be back. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful June, the 5th day of June already. We're going to go right into the Las Vegas market stats this morning. Another day in paradise here. And we have 44 days of inventory. So, what has happened? We were up at 50, now we're down at 44. Well, because in May, y'all sold 102 homes a day. So, I based the inventory on the number of homes that you sold in May based on the number of homes we have available. So that gives us 44 days of inventory. And as you might suspect, as the inventory days go down, those prices jump back up. And I did a stat research this morning, and it looks like right now the median price single family home is $450,000. And people say, what does median mean? Well, if you have 2 dimes and a nickel in your pocket, right? A dime, and a nickel. Well, the one in the middle is the median. But if you have a dime, a nickel, and a dime, the one in the middle, the nickel, is the median. So the median is to me, I know average isn't the way to go either, because we've got I think the cheapest home I found was $85,000. And then the most expensive home was up in the millions, I think 30 million. So to really find that sweet spot, I don't know how Applied Analysis does it, but I did is I downloaded all of the available homes, all of the sold homes. I'm going to try to see what their formula is. I know I could probably call Andrew Smith and he would tell me, but I wanted to kind of figure it out for myself. But anyway, the market says right now it's 450. MLS says that the median price home right now, June the 5th, is 450,000. So that means we have 74 homes over the weekend that we just listed in that price range, 0 to 450. And we have 1,050 available homes from 0 to 450,000. Again, the cheapest one I found was 85,000 in that range. And that's 31% of our market. So that's good. I mean, we were down at 25% just 2 weeks ago, May 19th, I believe. I looked at the stat. And the good news is y'all are selling homes. Now, last year you were doing 126 in May, but last year, as we know, was a crazy market. If you look at all of last year, the daily average sales was 131, not daily average, but the daily sales was 131 sales per day. This year, we're doing 88 sales per day, and that is between January and June the 5th. However, May is up at 102, and already we have recorded, and I guess Friday must have been a recording day, 256 homes. And now I'm sure some of that was from May, but anyway, I think we're going to have an outstanding June. It looks like the market is very active and it has picked up quite a bit. Now, the investors, they've slowed down a little bit, down to 23 homes per day. And I think in June, May 19th, I think they were about 19. So about 22. So they're right in that range of using about 25% of our daily sales. That's good. They're the cash buyers, right? They're usually the cash buyers. So if you can glean anything from that, not everybody is paying cash. It's interesting how many people pay cash, but 25% of our daily sales are non-owner occupied, and most of those are cash. The $1 million homes, they crept up past that 3.5 per day mark up to 3.7 sales per day. And there's $734 million plus homes on the market. And they are phenomenal, beautiful homes. Let's see, what else can we glean from our stats today? Let's put this down and let's move on here to what this means when we go up to a higher median. I kept 440 just to be a little bit conservative. We'll see how it all plays out once Applied Analysis does their magic. But I did 440, and as you will see here, let me put this over here. Got all these new boxes they let me use. I mean, even if they bought last year with the median price of 427, I know it was higher at one point, but the median for the year, they have equity. Now they don't have enough probably to sell that home without going under, right? We're looking at probably 2020 before, if they bought it for the median price back then, 345, they can glean about 95,000 of gain. And of course, that depends on their mortgage, depends on how much they're going to sell it for, so on and so forth. So lots of different factors here. But the good news is that you don't see any negatives here. Way back from, and Mr. Albrand, please turn your phone off. Sorry about that. He loves that Mission Impossible. I think that's what he thinks real estate is sometimes. So anyway, this is just something I like to show everybody this so that when people talk about gloom and doom and the sky is falling, 38% of our homes have 50% more or more equity, and 40%, I believe, are free and clear. So, of course, that 38% is in that, but still, we have a very solid market, and we talked about that. It's been a week already. The last show I had, I think, was May 24th. Yeah, it's been kind of a hectic time for me adjusting to some new things in my life. So let me just move on here. Yeah, it's Brian Buffini time. Let's see what he has to say. He says, it's a slower market. What will we do? Well, we're not so slow. However, we are slower than last year, and the market is tough without a lot of inventory, but there are things that you can do. And so he says probably the most important factor for success in this current market is your mindset. And we know from listening to Tony Robbins that he's all about mindset and then your story. But you've got to get your mind, your state of mind, I think Tony Robbins calls it. You've got to get your state of mind in the right frame, if you will. And once you have your state of mind, then you have a story. And once you have a story, then you can have a strategy. And that's kind of how Tony Robbins describes it, which I like. But Buffini says, you have to have a good mindset, and agents have to work harder this year to get the same results as they have in the past. Well, yeah, I mean, prices have changed, inventory is lower, but we still have buyers. That's a good thing about Las Vegas. Many agents will quit real estate because they don't have the skills needed for this market, or they aren't willing to put in the effort. Now, what is he talking about? Well, he's talking about what I always talking about: farming, communicating with people, getting people to know, like, and trust you. Others will hone their skills, persevere, and become better and stronger as a result. Well, which group will you be in? Well, consistency, getting your mind in the right state. Let me just say that I was listening actually to Tony Robbins talk about the people that live in, let's say for sake of example, New Orleans. And every 2 years, if you live on the coast in New Orleans, guess what happens? The storms come in and properties get destroyed. And you wonder, why do they stay there? Well, they stay there because that is their home. That's their home. That's where they're safe. And I think if I could make a slight analogy, we tend to find a comfort level, perhaps, that doesn't let us change. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me, because sometimes we get comfortable. And I know that Aaron Taylor always says, to comfortable, it starts out being uncomfortable, but with practice and action, you can make uncomfortable comfortable. And so I think that we've all become maybe a little bit complacent or comfortable in the fact that we're not doing enough. But we have to understand that in order to make it in this market today and going forward, because it doesn't ever get easier in real estate, except we had a few easy years there for a while, but that's not the norm. And if you are not building a good database of friends and family and clients that you can communicate with on a regular basis, you are going to have a tough time. So you have to become more resolute, Buffini says, and you have to focus on your wins. Like, and again, I'm playing Tony Robbins and Buffini in my mind. Tony Robbins says, focus on what makes you feel good. If you want to change your state of mind, focus on your wins, focus on what makes you feel good. And then you can start evolving into the change of being consistent in a different fashion than what was comfortable. So you will then attract like-minded people. Like when you have information to share, when you have stats to share about the market, about what your opinion is, about all the things that are going on in Las Vegas, then you'll become a winner. And that's what he says. Never give up, become more resolute, focus on your wins. You'll attract like-minded people and you'll become a winner. And he also has this little audio clip that he put in this particular PDF. When I download it, hopefully the link will go with it. If it isn't, this is the JPEG version. I'll load the PDF for you. And he says it's examples of a time in the past when he made up his mind and against all odds was able to win. It became the bedrock of his determination when facing a series of difficult challenges that he's encountered since. And I'm just here to tell you that, it's the opportunities that I see when I see challenges. I see the opportunity to make someone who's yelling at me, make them perhaps change their state of mind and say, well, let's see how we can work this out, how we can work together and try to make it a win-win. And people get emotional about many different things. And so you have to learn to control your emotions when you're dealing with someone who's very emotional. We're going through some, John has a transaction right now that, oh my goodness, it is, the home was a slight mess, and getting it all handled and getting it all together, and the other agent just being so rude to us, and as we were working our hearts out, and believe me, I mean, I know what to do when it comes how to fix a home, and who to use, the best electricians, the best plumbers, the best air conditioning people. We do manage a couple hundred properties, and over time, 34 years we've been managing properties. I think we know what we're doing. It seems like it. We got a lot of happy customers, but this one agent just can't make them happy for some reason. And so it's kind of upset John's assistant. And I'm thinking, we can't it's a business, and all we can do is what we can do and the best we can do. And the loan funded today. Well, what's going to happen? Are they just going to say, we're not buying it now? I don't know. I mean, we've done everything. And one of the things that they were upset about is the air conditioning didn't look clean. Now we've had the ducts cleaned. We've had one of the best air conditioning companies go out there and clean the condenser and blow it out, make sure it was working. Check every bit of that air conditioner. It is solidly working. So I don't know. You just can't please everybody. So you have to learn how to control. We control very little in our lives, but you have to learn, how to control our attitude when we deal with people like that. And do we have a chance to control what we do each and every day? Yes. And I think staying calm. Now, I haven't always been a calm person in my life. I'm here to tell you, I was quite a rebel rouse on the day. And I could fight with the best of them, although I didn't really fight. But I did speak my mind. Anyway, you have to learn how to control your attitude. That's for sure. And here's some other things. Oh, sorry, my nose is itching. Sorry about that. So here's some homework. And Brian Buffini says, it's when we make up our mind and we make these decisions, the feedback we get from making these decisions, that becomes our life story. And that's the takeaway from you. So here we go. In your past, when you've made up your mind, pressed through difficult challenges, and come out victorious on the other side, what did that feel like during the process and afterward? And how has that benefited you? That's a good question. That's a very good question. And that's, again, back to Tony Robbins, find the wins in your life and concentrate on those. We can glean something from those. We can learn from the things that we did wrong, but we need to change our attitude and our mindset. And we do that by not dwelling on the bad things. Number 2, what decisions do you need to make now? And where do you need to make up your mind? What decisions do you need to make now? Where do you need to make up your mind? That's an interesting question. Where do you need to make up your mind? That's what I'm talking about. Make up your mind in a positive way. Number 3, why is it important to you to succeed in real estate? What is your why? Why is it important to you? Is it about the money? Is it about selling people the biggest investment they'll possibly ever make? Is it about making people happy? Is it about helping an elderly couple sell their home because it's time that they have to go to an assisted living home? Is it time when you the happiness you get because your friends called you and you sold them a condo and now they're going to have a baby and now you're going to sell them a bigger house and maybe they're going to rent the condo and have some investment for building their life's net worth. All these things are, what is your why? And I'm here to tell you, if it's about the money, it's going to be a tough road to hoe, as they say. It's got to be about the experience and the journey you're giving people. Terry Watson gave a speech this past, probably a year now ago, to the GLVAR luncheon, and he spent 1 hour talking about the journey, about the experience, about the customer service. And that's what people remember. They remember you, not that the deal closed necessarily, but the journey that you took them through, the communication that you gave them through that journey. Those are the important things. And those are the things when you get feedback from people that help you realize what your why is. Your why is to take people through the journey, make it as smooth as possible. Like right now, for instance, our seller has no idea the bumpy road we've been on with this deal. And I don't want him to ever know. All I want him to know is he's going to get paid. We kept him in the loop on all the repairs that needed to be made, all the appliances needed to be replaced, every step of the way. And so he was in the know. And when we close the deal, he's going to feel good. He's not going to be shocked that he's getting less money than he thought he would. He's going to know because we kept him in the loop. We told him there's a lot of work here that has to be done. And of course, that makes him appreciate us too. So when you keep people in the loop and they see, oh, they're doing this and we don't have to mess with that, and then you look good in their eyes. And that's the why. You want people to know, like, and trust you, refer you. And that's how you build a successful business in real estate. Number 4, for members with a coach, talk to your coach about this and make a plan. For those of you without a coach, do you need to get a coach to keep you motivated and on track? And of course, he's pitching his business. Brian Buffini has a great coaching company, and so does Tom Ferry. They come from different frames of references. I'll just tell you, Tom Ferry is a different mission, I would call it, than Brian Buffini. Brian Buffini is more of a life coach and a real estate coach. I think Tom Ferry is on the top side. He's more real estate with the life coaching involved. But I think Buffini's a little bit more on the life coaching, although his real estate, of course, and his courses and the things that we teach, we love. We know that he's got that down to a science. Anyway, there's some homework for you. I will post this. And Kane, I think this week we're going to launch our newsletter, which when you subscribe to it, all the slides, all the short videos, all the marketing materials and the stats will just be delivered to your inbox without you having to go find them. So we're happy to announce that. And hopefully that'll happen in the next day or two. I think I approved the email on Friday. We'll see. I think Kane was going to make some changes over the weekend, and hopefully we'll have that for you. One other thing I just want, I have only been on 19 minutes. I think I have time to do this one last thing because we're working very hard on the ChatGPT. You know that we've got this is one of the downloads you'll get. It's what did I say the other day? It's a 30-some page booklet on ChatGPT and how to use it to make your life easier in real estate. And I just wanted to bring these little 8 prompts. I watched my mentor, Katie Lance, and she did a video, and these are her colors. She loves the red and that teal color. I think she picked, or I call it light turquoise. I love them anyway. Anyway, she likes prompt. She's got 8 prompts. So we're going to go through them real quickly. So if you're using ChatGPT, just listen up, because there's some prompts. And now what we're talking about is when you use ChatGPT, you say, okay, I want this to be compelling. I want to do a compelling listing description. I want to do a compelling video script. So you can use that word compelling when you tell ChatGPT what to do. The second word is friendly. So you want them to say, write this description in a friendly way. I want this video to come across friendly. So do the script friendly. So you tell them that, and you can do several iterations. Oh, do it again. Try this again. And they come back. ChatGPT comes back and gives you something friendly. So that's number 2. Number 3 is professional. Now, I think that for the most part, ChatGPT does things professionally, but I think when you tell it to be professional, I think it just takes it up a notch higher for you. And then playful. So if you're writing this is fun for a video script. You want to tell people about first-time home buyers and make it playful. Make it playful. Let's make this a fun journey for the first-time home buyer when you want to tell them what the steps to go through when they buy their first home. So that would be a good use of playful. And then number 5 is informative. So a lot of times when I've used ChatGPT, I have taken some information that I really liked and I put it in there in the prompt, and I've said, make this paragraph bullet points, because to me, make it more informative by making bullet points. And so it will pick out the important things and put in the bullet points. I love that, because I do a lot of PowerPoints. I create a lot of classes. I think you forgot, Mr. Albrand. I create a lot of classes, and I like bullet points for doing the PowerPoints, of course. So thank you. Sorry. Let's see. Then this one is conversational. And conversational is, again, to me, more for videos and or blogs and or emails. So let's see if I put something here. Oh, this was playful. Let me back up just for a second. Write me 3 Instagram post ideas that I can use for this listing, but make it playful. Post idea, living the dream. Caption, home is where the fun is. So post idea, backyard bliss. Post idea, kitchen magic. So we're giving ChatGPT different things, and they're coming back and it's saying, okay, here's something playful. So I got that slide out of order. Sorry about that. Okay, conversational. Yeah, I mean, there's some people like Katie, my mentor, Katie. She's very conversational just naturally. I think I'm a little bit conversational too. I've learned it over time. Like, I know I'm talking to you out there. I know I'm talking to you, and I'm having a conversation. So when you do a video, for instance, you want to be conversational. You want to reach out to say, I know you're buying your first home, so let's go through the different steps, and direct it to a particular audience. I know you live in Red Rock Country Club, and I want to tell you what's going on this weekend, because there's always things going on, right? And anyway, so conversational, like you're talking to somebody, because when video, you are talking to somebody. Seems a little bit obvious. And so then we get to funny. Yeah. Who was I listening to? Was it Tony Robbins? I think it was. And he was just talking about some people, they think they're funny. And so they tell these jokes that really aren't funny, but they get such a kick out of them that you end up laughing anyway, right? So ChatGPT has pretty much got the idea about funny, but I don't know. I've used funny with ChatGPT. I'm not all that impressed yet. Um, I've asked for some jokes about dogs or jokes about property management, things like that. And I don't think they were that funny. But anyway, I think perhaps if you're funny and give a funny uh, prompt to them, then perhaps they can make it funnier. Let's put it like that. Anyway, number 8, luxurious. This is a big one. This is a big one because you want that home that you're listing in that description to make it sound luxurious. And not that it isn't, but you want to bring out the granite countertops. That's luxury, or the stainless appliances, And when you tell them that, they'll use the right adjectives and adverbs to make it sound like, I want to live in this home because it sounds luxurious. The spick and span, the backyard is a pool. Anyway, I have to tell you, we live in the United States of America. Most of what we experience here is luxury compared to the rest of the world. I'm right. So those were the 8 prompts. Now, those are just some promptings. This booklet that we've created is more tools for you to use. Things like revolutionizing your sales pitch, personalizing with merge codes. There's just so much here. Scripts. Never write a listing description again. It's just packed with information. I can't wait to be able to offer it to you. And we will do that. Now, tomorrow we are having a class on property management. And I don't think I have anything here to show you, but it's from 2 to 5. And Jimmy Daig has put together a great class. Now you don't have to be a property manager to take the class because it also counts for general. And I know sometimes general, we can just go and do it offline, but it's fun to do it online and online and live means okay, 3 strikes. I'm going to hit them. Turn your phone off. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the property management class isn't for just property managers. And you can learn a lot. He's got videos with different, just great people. Deidre Felder is in there. Michael Ring. If you know Michael, you know Deidre. And Campo. These people just tell great information, some stories. And it's a great class. Like we said, 25% of our buyers are investors. And if you're farming investors, there's some great ways to do that we can talk about another day. So anyway, just some great information. Now, we did the 1031 class last month, and people just absolutely loved it because it gave them the ability to speak intelligently to these investors, especially the ones, that are doing the 1031 tax exchanges. And then you couple that with the investors that want to buy a home and rent it for the cash flow. And so all these things are very important for you to know. And even if you are not a property manager, you will come across investors. 25% of the buyers are investors. You'll come across these people. And it's good that you know a little bit about, if one of the most important things is, Mr. Investor, that we find you a home in a location maybe where, let's see, for people that work at the casino, or maybe if they work at Nellis, we want to know who we're appealing to. So lots of different nuances that you'll learn from the class. And Jimmy is so good, and he is a property manager. I'm a property manager. And it's just, it's a tough business, but you learn a lot from things like that. Anyway, it's tomorrow from 2 to 5. Go to bee.vegas. I don't think I have a handy thing. I'll put it in the group, but let's see if I can get it real quickly for you. Hold on. If you have a minute, I have to find it. I have, over the past week when I couldn't do my show, I've got so much information for everybody to share with you in the next little bit of time. I probably got 2 months worth of content for you. Okay, let's look at this real quick. I just, baby. All right. So it's the CE numbers there. You can Zoom or come into the classroom. It's 2 to 5, so it's happy hour. And we do have beverages and snacks and appetizers, and it's always fun with Jimmy. So please sign up. Go to be.vegas, and we hope to see you. And I will be back as soon as I can. And you never know. I'm trying to change my schedule a little bit so that I can be more consistent, because I've been consistent for a long time. But I'm 27 seconds over, so I will keep my consistency going. And I will see you soon. If not tomorrow, I will see you. Probably not tomorrow. Oh my gosh, go Knights go. I almost forgot. Go Knights go. Yes, tonight we got to go. We got to go Knights go, right? Yeah, so tonight I'll be watching the Golden Knights with my friend Sandy Thomas, and she's invited us over for her house. She's cooking shrimp and fettuccine, and we're going to watch the Knights and have a great time. Hopefully you will too. Hopefully you're on that bandwagon. Go Vegas, right? We live in a great city, wonderful city. We love Vegas. It's always another day in